Hey everybody, welcome back to my vlog for today. Hope you're all doing well. As usual, I'm going to be doing something on Tuesdays going going forward. It's going to be called Top 5 Tuesday, and that's where I pick out 5 things I want to talk about, or it's a list of 5 things that I want to talk about. Usually it would be about 5 of my favorite things. So today I decided to do my top 5 favorite movies. Now, granted, I will say it was difficult to pick out 5 movies just to narrow it down because there's so many good movies out there. But I picked 5 that they're movies that I could watch over and over again and not get sick of. So for my first favorite movie is my favorite movie ever made is Fight Club. Fight Club is a great movie. The whole entire movie was just, I think, brilliant. It really had me fooled right up to the end when you find out that Ed Norton is Tyler Durden and that Brad Pitt is actually his imaginary friend. So that was just such a twist in the movie that I was just like, I was blown away when what's her name? What's her name again? Oh my god, I forgot what her name is. It's the, let me see if I can find it. I can't find it. I forgot what the girl's name is in it. It's Helena Bonham Carter. And I can't remember, let's see what the movie's casting. No. Well, anyways, I just think it was funny how and I know I'm jumping from one thing to the other, but I just thought it was funny that he would go, Tyler Durden would go to the liposuction clinic and they would steal all the fat and then they would make soap and sell it back to people at a higher price than regular soap. I thought that was pretty funny. That and just the back and forth between Tyler Durden and between Brad Pitt and Ed Norton, I should say, because it's confusing me now. I just thought the back and forth between those two were great in the movie. The whole Project Mayhem thing was awesome too. Basically brainwash people to do, to be like henchmen, I guess you could say, and go out and do like public acts of terrorism and try to take down the man with the credit card thing at the end where they blow up all the buildings. It's just a great movie. I could talk about it forever, but for the sake of time I'm going to move on to the next movie, and my next favorite movie is one of my absolute favorites. I'd say it's actually tied with Fight Club, and that is American Psycho. Now this movie is just brilliantly written, and I think Christian Bale does a great job playing a psychopath. That movie is just so funny. I know it's weird to say that a movie called American Psycho is funny, but there's a lot of funny scenes in that movie. One of my favorite things that he would do is when he would leave to go somewhere and someone asked him where he was going, he told him that he had to return some videotapes. I just thought that was funny. That's a funny answer to tell somebody where you're going. And that and how upset he gets over the business card thing, that was just, I thought that was funny too, because he makes such a big deal about their business cards. And that and just he's so concerned with his looks and all the process he goes through to get himself ready for the day, and just he even does the peeling mask and everything. And the one part that was really funny, and when they're in the club and him and his friends Bryce and I can't remember the other guy's name is, were at a club, and the music was loud and he was talking to a girl, and then she asks him what he does, and he says he's into murders and executions mostly, and she goes, "So do you like it?" And he says, I can't remember what he said, but she's like, most guys she knows in mergers and acquisitions instead of murders and execution. I don't know. I just thought that was funny. But he does. He's just he's a real character in this movie. I like how he listens to Huey Lewis in the news, like, cause he's just insane, and it's funny, and his obsession with Genesis too, that I find funny, but it's a great movie. It's pretty messed up, but it was well written, and I think Christian Bale did a great job in that movie. So it's another movie I could talk about for hours. Maybe I'll do a segment on just this movie or just another movie or something. But for time's sake, I'm gonna move on to the next movie, which is an old movie, and it's one of my all-time favorites. It's called Cannonball Run. I'm sure you guys have heard of the Cannonball Run. Basically, it's a bunch of people taking their nice cars and they race them across the country and see who wins. Like, they start off in New York and they finish off in California. And my favorite car of all time is in the opening to this movie. And it's a black Lamborghini Countach running from the police. It's just, I don't know. The opening to this movie is one of the best intros I've ever seen in a movie ever. You guys will have to watch. I'll put a link in the description, but it's pretty funny. The beginning of this movie, the whole movie's funny, and it's all full of stars like Roger Moore's in it, Dom DeLuise, Farrah Fawcett, Burt Reynolds. Who else is in it? Jackie Chan's in it. I think Terry Bradshaw's in it too. Let me see. Oh, and Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. are in it. Yep. Adrian Barbeau. Yep, Terry Bradshaw's in it. But it's just a great movie. They race across the country and they try to outrun the police and all that. It's a really funny movie, especially with Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise. Them together is funny. If you ever have a chance to watch this movie, I highly recommend it. It's from the, when was this made? Release date, 1981. So it's just a great movie, especially if you love cars. There's a lot of cool cars in the movie. There's a lot of funny parts with it too. So I think that's it for that movie. Next movie I picked out is one of my other, obviously these are all like some of my favorites. So one movie I thought was awesome was The Wolf of Wall Street. Now that movie it's funny, it's well written, it's just ridiculous, it's I don't know, it's over the top. One of my favorite parts is when Leonardo DiCaprio is talking to the FBI on his yacht, and when he kicks him off the boat, and then he takes a wad of cash. He's like, you know what I call these? Fun coupons. And he starts throwing his money all over the place. I thought that was funny. Especially the part where his wife, the blonde chick, I can't remember what her name is. She played where's her name? Oh, Margot Robbie. Yeah, when she's not wearing any underwear, and then there's something off about the stuffed animal that's on the thing, and she spread her legs, and both the security guards could see what she was showing Leonardo DiCaprio, and I just thought that was funny. That and one part that was really funny is the part excuse me, the part where apparently Leonardo DiCaprio started saying this girl's name Venice while he was sleeping, and Margot Robbie wakes up and she throws water in his face. But before that, he's like, who? He kept saying who, and she's like, what are you, an effing owl? And then she throws water in his face, and that was just funny. That and when they took the Quaaludes and they took forever for them to kick in, and then he couldn't drive his car, which was oddly enough my favorite car again, his Lamborghini Countach. And at this point in his mind, he's so screwed up, he thinks he made it home okay, but then they show you what really happened and all the damage that was done to the car, and it's just a sad day. I hope that was just a replica Lamborghini Countach, because if they destroyed a real one to make this movie, that would be a shame. That would be a real shame. So hopefully that was just like a kit car or something like that. But yeah, that movie is just great. There's a lot I want to say about a lot of these movies, but I'm trying to keep it short. So my last favorite movie that I picked is another classic from the 80s. It's the Breakfast Club. Now this movie is filled with so many quotable lines. It's just great. I think my favorite character is Bender, for sure. He's funny. He's very funny in this movie. Judd Nelson, I think, right? Yep, Judd Nelson. Didn't care for Emilio Estevez's character very much, but I think Bender is probably the funniest one. He's just the typical rebel, or whatever you want to call him. He's just full of stories, and I don't know. He just makes the movie funnier. Ali Sheedy played a pretty good role in this movie too, because she wouldn't talk, and when she finally does, she just unloads on what's his name, Anthony Michael Hall and Emilio Estevez, all their problems, and that, and I never really cared for Molly Ringwald as an actress. I know some people think she's like a great actress, or she's super pretty or anything, but to be honest with you, I didn't think she was that great in the movie. So I'm not really a Molly Ringwald fan. But going back to Bender, the funniest part of that movie, I think, it was when he took the screw out of the door so the door would stay shut while they were in the library, and he denies taking the screw out, and that, and when he's hiding under the desk after principal, what's the principal's name? Paul Gleason is his real name. He's the assistant principal. Is when he put Bender in a room by himself, and then he climbed up through the roof, and he climbed up in the roof and crawled all the way back to the library, and then he falls through the roof, and then he hides under the table, and then he hits his head on the table, and then they try to cover for him by pounding on the desk, just so that the principal wouldn't find out that he's back in the library. I thought that part was pretty funny. That, and when Bender reenacts Anthony Michael Hall's character's home life, and just him making fun of him, just the way he did it was, I just thought it was funny. There's a lot of funny words in this movie, like cousin Kendall, and he screws up his Anthony Michael Hall screws up talking, and he accidentally says my cousin Kendall, and I just thought that was funny, just because I don't know, when people mispronounce things, I find it funny. But the one part I didn't like either, though, is kind of corny, is at the end of the movie when they're all dancing and everything. That part of the movie is just kind of corny, but the rest of the movie's good. So I think that's it for me for now. Those are 5 of my favorite movies. Like I said, Fight Club and American Psycho are tied for number 1 for sure. Cannonball Run's in a close second. Wolf of Wall Street's 3rd one, and The Breakfast Club is the final one for this time. I don't know if there's other movies I like too. I love Die Hard. I love all the Die Hard movies. Those are great. What else is there? The Number 23 was a good movie. That, and what else is there? I can't think right now. But but that's it for me for now. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave me a comment. Let me know what your top 5 favorite movies are. Leave me a like. Hit the subscribe button. And like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It wasn't easy picking out 5 movies to talk about, just because, like I said, there's so many good movies out there. There's newer movies out there too. Like one movie I really like I didn't put on my list is Deadpool. Deadpool's a great movie. I've yet to see the second one, but the first Deadpool was hilarious. So I'm gonna add that movie to my collection, Deadpool 1 and 2, probably in the coming future, and I'll probably do reviews on them or something like that. But now I'm rambling, so that's enough for me for now. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, 3 times probably at this point. So I'm gonna cut it off here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.